Yeah, so this game, this series, these two teams, I mean, we're definitely having both kind of coming in with a bit of their own flair, right? You got kind of what Navi saying, he's like, I want to play some Rubik, we're going to get some Rubik action, and yeah, Infinity going for such picks as this Gyrocopter, despite the fact that there wasn't really anything that was, you know, shown in the draft that made it feel like, hey, Gyro's the carry to pick right now.
Yeah, I mean, just the Disruptor Gyro link can be very oppressive because you're getting this, like this high damage early on with the Q from the Disruptor, gives vision, so he can always flak the side target. Also, interesting to point out, Boom went for the Counter-Strike facet, which I don't think I've ever seen anyone, I haven't seen anyone take it this tournament at least, so we'll see how much he's able to do with that one. But it makes sense when he's playing versus Gyro, right? I think it could be kind of cool how much you're able to do because you're taking this extra damage. I don't know. We'll see. Because I think they're going to be looking for lots of kills up here. That's why usually you pick this Rubik plus Centaur. So besides Zayats wanting it, maybe they're looking just to burst this hero down inside the laning phase. And the person we have to talk about, like you said, Eilish has to have better performances. He had a really, really tough day yesterday on his axe in particular, his bristle. Started okay for the first like 10 minutes and then died like 6 times. So he's a big one to watch.
I mean, how is his lane this game? Is this a game where he should be fine, or is this a lane in which you could start feeding?
This could be a bit of a difficult one. That's why they picked it as well. He even went for the Void Blades. We saw that as well from Miracle the other day when he was playing versus one of these low armor, well, not low, but lower armor, difficult to lane melee heroes. It could be a bit hard. He does have the Hoodwink behind him to help establish the lane, but this is probably one of the ones to watch. And then we, of course, have BZM versus PP.
Now, this matchup should be interesting. I mean, you'd imagine, right, the Storm should come out on top of this,
yeah,
right?
But this is a skill matchup, I would say. Like, I feel like some of these Monkey Kings can take advantage a little bit. Some good kind of
dodges.
Dodge remnants, so. And you do have a base damage advantage on Monkey King, so I could see BZM coming out ahead in this matchup, even. I've been waiting for somebody to try the other facet on Storm, the collar. I really want to see someone try it versus a melee. We saw that in some of
the games, didn't we? No one's picking it?
I don't think I saw a single game ever in a pro game.
I like the other one.
I think it just has cool
this
potential.
One, it makes it more complicated. I've got to do something with the Q. I don't just press it. You know what I mean? The other one's easy. It just passively does something cool.
This one is straight up better, let's be honest. Sure. But the other one has, I think, some particular scenarios that could maybe make it look really good. I've seen some games in pubs where people bash themselves in particular because it reflects your own attack. But I won't go on too much about it, as that lane should be kind of even free farm unless somebody makes a complete mistake. And top, let's see how this ends up going down. Since they end up picking this Costa Bile Gyro versus the Centaur, see if he's able to get that free farm. Zayats actually gets glimpsed. They might just kill him here.
Let's have a look. He's got a Fairy Fire. And the Thunder Strike. Oh my goodness, he's going to live thanks to that Tango regen.
I actually cannot believe that he survives that. It's very surprising.
He's able to make it out of there.
Okay, so first few levels, the very important one for the Gyrocopter, and he is having a good
bottom lane.
Bottom.
Oh no, Illich.
He's got one.
Okay, he's going to be fine as one. Knight has got the bushwhack to make sure that the TA is not able to run him down.
I don't know how much easier it will get for him, though, in particular, once the levels start coming up for Batrider and bigger burst damage from the TA. This could be a pretty difficult one for him to protect himself. He at least has a stun and a slow that he has provided from Knight to protect, but every time he shield crashes in, I'm worried for him.
Oh, he might be dead this time around. Swashbuckle is not going to save him. That's first blood. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. All right, well.
I mean, that definitely was him jumping in and overestimating how much that shield crash was going to protect. You saw, like, a meld hit came in and completely shreds through it in one hit and starts doing damage to him. So it's got to be more careful.
A bit of an adaptation I've seen from some players do in offlane is Panda. Blood Grenade is a bit far off the mark. A bit of an adaptation I've seen from some of the Pangos in the offlane when they know it's going to be a hard lane. They go for the other facet again. They still go for the double shield crash one because it's better for laning phase in particular, and then this one is better for overall game. So I don't know, maybe small thing to point out, but I'm gonna, like we said, we're gonna be keeping eyes because he's just had such a hard time, and this is not the easiest game ever for the Pango. Since he's playing versus the Monkey King in general, Wukongs can be problematic, but I've been loving Pango as a hero in this tournament.
Mid lane seems to go very. Ooh, a good bit of damage under the tower here with the pullback, but overall, yeah, BZM's doing a great job, just running down PP, just being very aggressive. Top lane this time, Zayats. Is he going to be fine? He's also going to be fine here. Costabila's going to try and chase, but I mean, can he?
Close.
No, he doesn't want to keep going for this. Doesn't want to waste any more time. Zayat's being suitably annoying in this lane here for Infinity. The mid lane, Puppey.
They're going for a potential kill here.
It's a bit too deep.
Denying out the rune, though, pretty important when you're playing versus Storm, so that's actually hurting PP quite a lot. But BZM steps up again. This
is good damage. Bushwhack's there as well. He's got the stick charges. He's gone. Very good catch there from PP as BZM and DD. I mean, this is always likely to happen at a point, right? You know, BZM, one of the reasons why he's got this edge in this lane is because of how aggressive he's playing.
Yep.
Infinity, they make sure that that kind of plays against him in that scenario.
Man, Puppey, I mean, they did end up stealing that rune, but anyway, the Storm is able to get the top one because of that. BZM overplayed his hand pretty hard there. That's a painful death after having such an advantage in the lane. He's actually behind now by 300 gold after having 9 denies for 19 and 2 on the Storm.
He's got a big wave here, so should keep him back level with PP.
Not the kind of death that you want to have happen in a lane advantage that you've been able to set up, though. Bottom, it's getting a bit better. Trying to pressure Yuragi as well. They know the Bat's not here, but not able to. Puppey was scouting out the stacks since he's playing versus that Storm, that Gyro, and pretty much everybody's just playing around stack. They've got to have an early ward in that area. Even could watch out the rotations of the Storm Spirit. And PP, so PP after that kill, he's gonna get his 6 at a better time than usual, but BZM still has 6 first. Top. Boom is struggling up here.
It's hard to kill them. Still very tanky on the Centaur. These two heroes, the Disruptor and the Gyro early on. Not really going to find the damage to bring him down unless he's hovering around low HP.
So we absolutely are seeing why. You know, that's why Costability wanted it. Even if the Centaur in the past, some players like to play it versus it, he's just comfortable with this lane. How much pressure that they can apply versus it. Good harassment.
32-12. Having a fantastic time farming top.
Power rune double checked again from the side of Na'Vi. I might slip up saying their names sometimes because they're tagged up as like OG Secret and everything. Apologies for that. I'll try not to, but double checking those runes. PP will still be able to get himself a bounty rune with the Secure of Night. And Pango's lane is getting much better as well.
Looking to get aggressive. A fraction. We'll keep Yuragi safe. And they don't want to push on. They know the Puppey's coming in from the side.
Don't want to overplay your hand too much. You do have 21 charges, but it's a ton of burst damage that comes out from level 3 Meld. Puppey should still be fine. TA Trap's almost online. That's when that lane becomes way more difficult for Eilich and Knight. But so far, lanes, even though it's 1-to-1, they're slightly ahead, just because that Centaur's farm is just not very good. He's 1,000 behind the rest of the cores.
Yeah, that's rough. You did not expect that. I mean, yeah, we sort of said, you know, we're going to be looking at Illich if he's going to have a tough time. Yep. It's on the other side of things, really, in this game. It's definitely this top lane where Boom maybe not doing quite as well as you expect in this matchup.
No, I mean, the Rubik in particular, right? We sometimes talk about this hero having some struggles in the laning phase as bottom Knight just goes down. But overall, like, I really thought that Boom in particular was just going to have better CS. Like we said, though, the comfort from Infinity, you can see why they really love these heroes. They have the double Lotuses as well, so now, I mean, Costability is just going to free farm. It's very difficult for them to pressure unless there's a rotation.
Well, specifically, the biggest surprise, but he's only managed to get, what, 4 denies?
Yeah, because you have... You have a crazy amount of 20 base damage advantage at level 1.
Is that how much it is?
I think it's about 20, if not higher. Now it's no longer existent because Gyro's got all the stat items, he's got levels, but at the start, level 1, yeah, you have about a 20 damage advantage on Centaur. And Costability is actually rotating. This is an early move.
Maybe the catch onto BZM here. So if they can get anything else, they can't. Panda not able to get any sort of setup, so they won't find the kill around mid.
That reminded me of the Fear Gyrocopter rotation. I'm sure Fear's watching backstage. The level 5 Gyro from back in the day, TI5 era, but didn't end up finding anything. But I like the effort that he makes to at least try to join in for an early move onto those runes. Eilich.
They want to dive in for this barrage. He's level 6.
He just hit it.
He's got the Rolling Thunder, and now with the TP's come in, Eilich, she's ready to turn. They get the pushback onto Yuragi. Yuragi very, very dead here. As Eilich, she's coming out on top today.
They are very active this morning. Costabila even getting involved again. He shows up back top and instantly TP's bottom when they see that overextension. Always going to be good versus that refraction in a way too. Just being able to rotate like that as early as a Gyro with disadvantage. Boom, we'll catch up a bit off of that.
BZM's coming to the top lane, maybe just to see if anyone turns up here. But isn't to be, as Infinity... I mean, I guess Costabile is starting to head towards the tier 1 top. He is on his own. I'll just drop the call down to try and get the push up the tower.
He walked his way all the way back. He TP'd bottom and walked all the way top to just hold off that tower. Interesting stuff coming out from Costabile today.
Pressure will continue though, top. Na'Vi. BZM's just going to take away some of these jungle creeps.
They're both sapping XP from each other as well. How's level 6 on Boom? It has been acquired. Stampede is at the ready. Infinity making it the move. Level 5 on Disruptor, but 6 on Knight. Puppey.
Oh, they're going to find Puppey easily here with a Thunder Strike.
Good proactive moves. Not quite 6 on the Disruptor yet, but they do have a glimpse still if they want to look for that next catch.
I mean, they could do this pretty easily, Infinity. They, you know, outside of the Centaur, I mean, even at this point, maybe the Centaur as well, they can just run at these heroes.
They've got a Stampede.
I mean, the Rolling Thunder from Illich is still going to catch him. Oh, going to get him the second time on the bounce? He can. Is that enough for any further follow-up to come in? It doesn't look like it. Just took a little bit too long, so Infinity not able to finish off the job this time. Illich will lose his Courier.
Na'Vi really wanting to protect their stacks, protect this area. They bring, what, 4 heroes just to ensure it. Panda could have maybe tried for a YOLO glimpse play there, but I don't think he actually was, in position to get the initial catch onto him there. Wasn't sure where it would reposition.
Definitely out of these earlier moments, though, Yuragi, the one that's coming out on top. Very solid farm advantage for the TA.
Big stacks that he's been able to farm from Puppey. Level 9 now, Dragon Lines. They want to be setting tempo on the side of Na'Vi, looking for these aggressive moves. Not to say that Infinity can't either, but if you're getting ran at, it's a thing we always talk about when you're playing as Disruptor. Usually feels a bit grim early on, especially if there's TA traps to scout you. Na'Vi trying to invade. No 6 yet on Rubik.
Hard to get the setup here onto Costabile. He's still getting away with farming in the jungle, and Na'Vi not able to make any sort of jump onto him. BZM's watching now.
Oh,
they'll just opt for stealing some of the creeps.
I think he's scared of a rotation because they haven't seen anybody bottom. I think they only saw one person mid, so they are a bit cautious. And this move is coming. 6 has been hit on Panda.
Infinity, ready for the fight.
Zayats.
They'll make the quick jump onto the Rubik first.
Very dead.
So what Na'Vi want to do with this? Do they want to try and fight back? Yuragi's going to get hit by the sharp shot. Step the refraction up. They're going to look towards Boom. They're going to drop the static storm. They got the homing missile, keeping him in it. That's going to be Boom taken down. Infinity continuing to find these kills pretty easily, even onto the center at this point. They've just got a great lineup for running around the map and looking for these kills.
Easier form of catch, for sure. At least until the TA in particular has Blink and Shard, let's say, for Yuragi. They have great ways of catching heroes. Infinity's always able to just catch people either with the Rolling Thunder or with this Disruptor with the Kinetic Fence Static Storm. For Na'Vi, it's going to have to come either from Blink on Centaur, which is very close, or when Yuragi gets Blink and Shard to be able to stop some of that Storm's momentum. Or the Pango, you know, freeze him in his tracks for a second before the Thunderbolt.
Yes, well, with this blink timing nice and early on Yuragi, imagine this is going to be a game where we're going to see this TA very involved in the action.
Super active. Yeah, I don't think you want to really slow the pace of this game down too much when you're playing versus this Infinity draft. It is pretty scary. It scales really hard because they have this gyrocopter who's going to thrive off of the lucky shot minus armor that the Pango's going to be able to provide later on. And Storm, I think we're just seeing this hero pretty crazy. You get that shard timing and it feels like the map explodes. And PP so far, he is having a very, very good game.
2-0-2, clean stuff from him in the mid.
His net worth doesn't reflect like some insane kind of game or anything like that, but the fact that he's like 300 behind a Gyro and 800 against his counterpart of the MK.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, right? Infinity, all their 3 cores are very farmed. It just looks a bit kind of, you know, behind because of how insanely farmed Yuragi is. Yeah. Just down to how many stacks he's had.
I really like what Illich is doing this game, though. I love the Vessel build when you're playing versus Monkey King. It's super good. And then he's going to be going back for a Crimson Guard probably as Zayats. goes down. I have worries for this Rubik, how much he's going to be able to get done. I mean, he didn't get anything done in the laning phase.
We don't see a lot of Rubik, right? And I feel like when we do see these sort of games where he kind of feels a bit helpless when he starts having to play from behind.
He's similar in a way kind of to a Disruptor, I feel like. Like if you're playing from ahead, feels great. If you're playing from behind, it can start to get to these weird positions where what do you do? And he doesn't have the best of steals, I guess I would say. The best one, of course, is Rolling Thunder. If he can get Static Storm or something, obviously it's fantastic, but these are very unlikely. So yeah, I mean, the fact that they got nothing out of that laning phase from a Centaur Rubik definitely has me a bit concerned.
He's got to be a bit careful here. I mean, he's going to be able to steal the ball lightning. Wouldn't have been surprised if PP would have maybe just made the play for him.
With a shield rune, he might soon. All right, Yuragi. Blinks online. Shard is soon done when he's got that 15-minute mark. And then it feels like it's pretty much go time for the side of Na'Vi to find these kills. Otherwise, Infinity feels like they've got the map in a very good spot for themselves.
Yeah, they've got to fight back Na'Vi.
This Gyro's getting a lot. Level 10. Yuragi, of course, 13, but that'll start to accelerate quick. Yeah, Yuragi's just waiting in base for it to be up. Oh, he's actually switching. I guess they're talking about this. All right,
okay,
so wanting
no
to
shard
maybe
rush.
slowing things down. No, he switched it back.
Oh, he did.
I was going to say, I'm like, it is very valuable, this game, as we were mentioning, versus Pango and Storm, but for a second there, I'm like, uh-oh. If he slows the game down...
No, because they have to, like especially with like Boom obviously going for the Blink Dagger first on his build as well. Like, you know, you've got this double Blink lineup online. You've only found 2 kills so far this game. You got to try and make some moves.
Agreed.
Na'Vi watching around the mid.
Opening up any kill could lead to a Roche. That's the important thing with their lineup on Na'Vi. It's not a Deso on the TA, so we'll take a little bit more time perhaps, but if they get like 1 or 2 kills near that area, could be huge. But top side is already protected, so maybe not the easiest because of the way that Infinity has set up the map. PP and Knight are playing up there, and we see PP, he does have his shard. So they have kill threat, even with just 2 heroes. And I also like the little, even though I'm not the biggest of the Hoodwink fan right now. Oh, we'll have to wait for that. PP, he has a shield rune. He's actually okay.
I'm in it. Boom, it's a good shot. 3-man who's stop, and then the burst comes out. They're able to take out Panda immediately. Get the grab over towards PP, but PP lives. He's able to ball lightning away. He'll survive. The cooldown comes out. Roll fall from Illich straight over to Boom. You're only trying to focus Costa Beeline with Zayats having the stolen Rolling Thunder. They have the control to take down the Gyro. Balance strike down onto Illich. He'll try and jump away with a shield crash. Slides up to the high ground with a swashbuckle, but they're knocked back into the TA trap, but they need to even pop it, which they don't. It allows them to get the kill anyway.
He got the clutch steal. The perfect time for it. They get a 3-man hoof stomp as well, but Zayats, all right. That's why you pick him, the Rubik. Even though lane didn't go the best, that play right there makes up for all of it.
Yeah, that's a huge moment there for Na'Vi. Jumping up with this lead now, and indeed, as you say, yeah, Boom. Making the Blink Dagger pay off big time with a 3-man stomp.
They would have killed PP as well if he didn't have shield rune and if he didn't get fed a great healing lotus. He looked pretty dead. They gave him a great healing lotus, otherwise he was dead. It was a 400 burst heal that came out onto him in the middle of it all.
I'm back in action. Na'Vi, they're making moves again. So to be said for Infinity. They're coming around the tower. They managed to catch BZM in the Static Storm. With a glimpse back onto Boom. So actually this time round, Infinity are able to shut down the play being made around the Tier 1. They get 2 big kills.
Back the other way. This time Panda's able to actually get spells off rather than just getting popped in the start of everything. Infinity's going to play active. They're going to play fast. They're not... I mean, they're cooldown reliant, of course, from Rolling Thunder, but they can kind of layer these 2 ultimates. The Rolling Thunder plus that Static Storm if they're able to get in position. 5-9. Yuragi still at that top, but his other 2 cores struggling. BZM as well as Boom. Starting to fall pretty far behind. Trap catches, PP.
Look at the opening silence. Oh, nice. It's more than enough. Very good setup. I mean, PP's got to be careful now on the map.
This shard. They might have to buy some type of early gem just to be able to deal with this. Just to be able to protect PP early on. Either gem or you need to put a lot more blanket sentries to cover the areas. Or he just shouldn't go near that river, probably, but...
Yeah, it's just such a long silence, even more... That's funny. It's
I haven't seen that interaction in a while.
If you try and jump through the fence.
Because I used to see it with Kinetic Field, right? You'd see them get stuck in it, but you don't see the fence too often. That looked cool. And these traps, they're scouting so much here.
Dude, that's pretty huge. So how long does the fence last, what? 2.6 seconds. So as a Monkey King, when you're caught mid-animation like that, can you do anything?
I think you're stuck.
You can't, like, cancel it or anything, right? You are literally stuck for 2 seconds in that fence.
Pretty sure Panda using the lasso there. Maybe not the most necessary, but a catch is a catch. These traps, yeah, they're starting to prove to be problematic for the side of Infinity.
Well, BZM's on the hunt for more.
And Zayat's actually just after that last one play has a Solar Crest. So now he's very tanky on this Rubik, either if he throws it on himself or onto somebody else. He has 45% magic resist too from his passive.
Lilich has got the Crimson, so a little bit of protection for the team against this sort of TN and Monkey King.
PP is not very tanky. So many of these extra little disables. He might have to going for the Witchblade. I mean, he wants higher armor too versus this high physical damage, right? Because you saw how fast he exploded on the Storm, but he might have to move this BKB a little accelerated, like probably right after this Witchblade on this Gyrocopter, or on this Storm Spirit, sorry. Gyrocopter though, as we were looking at him, Ags was finished. Close to the Storm. It's still decent, but he kills his teammates.
Oh, nearly kills PP as well. It's just Panda that's pays the price of the Tormentor.
At least one support a day will die to the Tormentor. Yuragi, fresh BKB is done. They want to make something happen with it. And Roche has shifted to bottom, so a better position, I would say, for Na'Vi to go for that kill and then accelerate into that Roshan. See how Infinity looks to react, because no BKBs or anything on the horizon. They have a Crimson on Eilidh, which is going to make them quite a bit tankier versus that high physical damage, but not having dispels or saves could be really hard for the Storm in particular. They have to get the initiation is what that means on the side of Infinity. And they're going to smoke up to look for that initiation. They have this ward bottom. It's actually seeing Boom and Zayats.
Well, it would be a pretty easy jump if they can get the catch.
And this ward is pretty beautiful. They're going to be able to put a second one down. He's actually just jumping ahead of the team.
Yeah, just go straight in for Zayats. Might be all they get. Just the Rubik.
A kill's a kill. They could even threaten the Roche. They have the Pango minus armor plus the Gyro. They could just, if you deny this Roche away from a TA, it's quite massive.
I'm surely Na'Vi won't let this happen. They'll want to get over it. Or they're just not going to realize that this sort of play is coming.
I just can't. I don't know if they can. After they lose that Rubik, they lose quite a bit of control around the map there. This is just going to die too fast.
This is pretty, this is pretty big for Infinity, taking away some of that momentum that Na'Vi was really getting. I mean, Na'Vi 4K ahead at 22 minutes in, and now Infinity with the Aegis, they've given themselves a chance to look for a favorable fight against Na'Vi.
And that's pretty big too for PP, right? It's the fact that he can actually maybe go for not having the BKB next because he has the liberty of this Aegis to play aggressive versus the Shard. Puppey, very farmed as we see, has a pipe. He's actually surpassed the Centaur in net worth. I mean, that's because he got the Shard, right? But still.
I mean, still.
He's still very farmed.
He's close to catching up to that, the mids as well. I mean, the network's kind of crazy this game. How close, outside of Yuragi, everyone else is within a few thousand of one another.
Yep. Across
multiple different roles.
BZM, they've got the Gleipnir. They want to make a move with this. They are playing into a gem. I believe Panda may have just bought one to protect versus these traps. I don't know if he's got it on himself yet. No, it's coming out on the courier. What are they going to find?
There's the stampede for the setup. They go straight for Costabile. The someone get laid down. Costabile still alive. He'll survive this. Now Eilidh comes in with a rolling thunder, catches on to Boom with BZM. BZM's gone. Boom gets caught again as the second cross across from Eilidh with the rolling thunder. They're in on the Yuragi. It's a double kill for PP. They've taken out the 3 of them.
Zayat's also probably going to get brought down. They've got 4 heroes chasing him.
What a fight there.
Wow.
For Infinity. I mean, that It was, you know, Na'Vi were
Oops.
dodging the Spirit Vessel ticks.
He does it.
Live Zayat.
Nice dodges.
But that sort of move, it was kind of Na'Vi going for that as if they were the ones with the Aegis, but of course that's not the case.
The fact that they can't even burst that gyro is crazy. The Storm zips in.
That was straight from.
It was instant. He instantly zips, pulls BZM. He only gets... he got like one spell off. He didn't really get almost anything, and then Eilich comes in and rolls a perfectly executed fight from the side of Infinity. Great response. Oh, he actually did get both spells off. Sorry, but I think he just died immediately while that Wukong's flew out. And PP now with the shield rune.
Yeah, check it again.
Look how fast the reaction from the Storm was. Like the pull onto
BZM. They're going straight for Costa Bile. Now, BZM's trying to get in, but indeed, that sort of interruption there from PP, stopping BZM from being able to offer any other follow-up damage to take down Costa Bile. And this Pango in the middle of it all, Eilich causing so many issues. And it's just a free fight sort of handed to Infinity. You know, Na'Vi, they completely signed up for that.
Feeling pretty good for Infinity. Even though that's that 1K lead, for Na'Vi, it's all just Yuragi, and he cannot do this on his own, as we're seeing. Now a BKB's finished up for Costa Bile, so he's got protection. That last kill, they should get that on Na'Vi. Like, they have to get that type of kill if they're going to commit like that. And the fact that they don't, this next time around is going to be way more difficult versus BKB. PP still hasn't shown exactly if he's going to go for his. I think maybe he still does go for the BKB because it's such a good game for it. And not dying on Storm is very nice when you've got this many Galvanized stacks right now. He is up to 14.
And again, so just the differences in some of these networks. I mean, is this like Boom and BZM like falling behind in gold, or is it Knight just getting that rich?
I think it's them just falling behind.
Because
Knight is definitely getting rich, but you see that Puppey also has similar kind of net worth. If you add the shards and everything, like you kind of have similar in a way, but I think these two are just having a bit of a tough time. 0-4-4 on the Centaur this game. And BZM, after having, which should be a pretty good lane, he has died just the 3 times. PP with a shield rune. He's got the gem, so now he's watching up for these traps.
Yeah, he's not scared at all with this Aegis. He can just head into the fight first.
Going up high ground blindly, maybe a little too confident.
He might do it.
I hope not. And we did see, that Nullifier pointed out to at least stop versus the Crimson block, because it is going to be problematic for them how much Eilich is going to be able to reduce that damage. We're waiting on that high ground. Aegis 50 seconds.
Just getting this tier 2. Na'Vi can't really do much about this. And now PP's ready to make the jump. Blink out time for Yuragi. Another jump forward from PP. He's in underwater TA. Yuragi has to put the BKB. Turns with the nullified BZM. Drops the Wukong's commanding the balance strike down onto the 2 supports. Panda finds the static storm. The Bushwhack's going to catch onto both of them.
Too much damage.
As now, PP's going to be ready for round 2. Na'Vi have to run. Zayat, see if he can escape this. He should be alright himself, but I mean, that fight in particular, it looked like they were going to get something more going their way, Na'Vi, but I think it was like this quick bushwhack from Knight that caught onto both Boom and BZM. It just put a stop to the whole chance of them actually getting any kills.
Oh, and the supports are too tanky. They get crimsoned up, even though they jumped the backline. I believe they jumped both of the supports there with the 2 stunners. They got everything off. And now this Hoodwink is a core, as you were mentioning. He's got Gleipnir. He also got a bit fortunate with his neutral item, the Gossamer Cape. I didn't see if it was that dodge that actually saved him, but these things matter, especially versus a hero like TA. Dodging a meld hit could just save you in every single one of those instances. I didn't see if it was exactly that, but...
No, but they both got so... It looked like they were dead for sure, but they survive, and as you say, you hit the static storm off the bushwhack, the acorn shot, it was all there, and Na'Vi don't get the kills.
No, and they both have Gossamer Cape, actually, to point out. So it probably was these little dodges that comes into play there.
Definitely for Knight, at least.
And now he is huge. He is literally a core. Infinity starting to get more and more control of this game, it feels. Eilich is very farmed this game. As we mentioned, the Crimson Guard was done before. He has a full Shivas now, too.
Yeah, this game's pretty wild. And yeah, like Puppey, he's now overtaking BZM. What's going on with everyone? The farm is just all over the place.
I feel like that is not a good sign for Na'Vi.
Okay.
This Centaur might become bottom net worth of his team, even.
I mean, at this rate, Puppey will definitely be taking the Aegis this game.
DB?
They get the catch again for Knight onto both of them. Static Storm rolling from the follow-up. Can they survive through this, Na'Vi? They cannot.
This damage is ridiculous.
The team fight's just destroying them every single time. The two supports, so Knight and Panda, they're landing their setup perfectly. They can't fight into this Na'Vi, not until they at least have a BKB on BZM, but that he's so far behind. It's so far away from coming out, that BKB.
This game's starting to feel pretty out of control for Na'Vi. It doesn't seem like they can kill anybody. They catch PP pre-BKB, and they just get these double stunts over and over and over again. They're able to layer it. The overload damage also, I'm liking this Hoodwink plus Storm Shard even too. It's a lot of burst damage that comes between them. I think I mentioned Storm Shard like crazy every single game I've been seeing it, but it does look incredibly powerful. And look how it starts again. They got the initiation, but wha-bam.
And again, there's a fair bit of survivability on Na'Vi. You know, the Crimson Guard, the pipe coming out for themselves, but even that's just not enough.
Too much overwhelming
to keep
damage.
These heroes alive.
Beautiful execution coming out from Infinity this game. A 7,000 lead, and BZM desperately needs this BKB to have any type of survivability.
This game, it just went downhill so quickly for him. The laning, the early start of that lane, it looked like he was going to be off to a hot start, right? He was beating PP in the 1v1, and then so that overextension dying, then that was the beginning of the end for him, it felt, this game. He's been knocked far, far behind.
Butterfly finished on Costa Vila.
They've got an amplified damage on Uragi for this play.
Good luck hitting this gyro. This gyro now has Vindicator Axe for when you stun him, he's going to have bonus armor, and he's got a full Butterfly.
Sure.
Oh, and he hit 20, so he got the flak attacks. We did see Uragi hit 20 also, but his doesn't feel as relevant in comparison. Eilich.
He's ready.
That could have been a big catch. He doesn't have a dispel function. If they were actually able to grab him there, they would have probably been able to pop him, but unable to find it.
Well, we're still on the levels as well with Boom is down there, not managed to sort of get any sort of XP. He was only just hit the 14, so the furthest behind down in the bottom 3 net worth. I mean, you give sort of Infinity one more good fight, and they will have 4 of the top 5 net worth heroes in the game. Puppy,
should be able to get this.
They will. Takes a bit, retreat, but they get the kill, and indeed, can they get out? Zayats has been caught. Might be in Na'Vi's best intentions just to leave Zayats and get out of there with the rest of them. They will.
Good catch nonetheless. That's probably how, for Na'Vi, they have to start almost every one of the fights, is maybe just taking out the Pango. Because as you saw, jumping the back lines, even the supports can be a bit difficult. But that was also him just being completely isolated, so they can't always ask for that as Roche. It respawns. They're in the area, but Pango isn't up. So he's kind of the biggest one to help them kill it with that gyro.
Let's see if these two want to start it without him.
They're actually going to start it.
Okay. They got decent damage here on PP.
Scan is coming out. Na'Vi, imagine they're going to look to contest this one. 20 seconds until Lasso.
They have?
40 until Stampede.
Okay, yeah, Stampede's probably the big one they're missing.
But they do not want to give this one up. Eilich is respawning though. 2 seconds. That ward is still placed from the side of Infinity too, on this hill. So if Na'Vi ventures north, there's going to be full information coming out from Infinity. BKB is done for BZM. He's feeling a little more confident to lead in. One disabled though, and he's very likely dead. Can they get information? BZM, careful.
Oh, Puppy, he jumps and gets bashed! Oh, he jumps and gets immediately bashed! He's gone! And now Infinity, they'll look to take the fight. Costa Vila is getting focused by Uragi, so he's falling pretty low off to the side, so he'll wait in the trees as the BKB out for him.
They've got Vessel charges to heal him back up. Eilich has 7 of them. How many how many were used there? Was everyone's BKB used? No, BZM still has his. Roland Fender is at the ready. Eilich is healing up his allies. They're getting themselves into a better position for the fight. Oh my god, Puppy. The Roche actually last hit him also too, so Roche just really had it out for Puppy.
Just immediate bash on him as soon as he blinks in. It's crazy. And back to the Finnegan Boom. That's a 2-man hoop stomp. And PP's going to zip straight across the one's eyes. Boom's just dead on the front of the team fight. This was not the jump that Na'Vi needed to look for. They'll lose 2 here to PP.
And Uragi They actually scouting with the Shivas.
I mean, Puppey's TPing over. They're going to try and fight the 3 versus 5 to get the lasso onto PP. PP's going to fall. They're taken down. They turn now over towards Eilidge, but the space is there for Costabile to finish off Roshan, grab the Aegis. Zayat's brought back and TP'd in for this. He's hiding in the trees, should be able to run away there with the stolen Hoodwink spell. BZM and Uragi, they're still watching from this. Do they want to do something here, Na'Vi? Boundless strike down. Uragi tries to turn. We'll be able to take the Aegis out of him, and we'll be able to kill off Panda as well, but it costs Uragi his life. It's going to cost BZM his life as well, as they'll chase him out through the tree line with the Acorn shot, the Spirit Vessel ticking him down. BZM dies for that. I mean,
these are desperate fights.
Yeah.
Navi's trying so hard to just tank through all of it, but they're running out of steam. They don't have enough.
Taking away the Aegis, I don't know if it's worth losing those 2 cores.
It just does feel desperate. 2 cores, taking out the Storm and taking out the Aegis, but there is a 3rd core in Night, or 4th core in Night that we're seeing. He is doing so much damage as this Hoodwink. I thought he was actually the highest damage in that last fight. It was actually still the Pango, but he got like 3 Gleipnirs off of him.
Oh, damn! Bro, I'm higher level than you. He says it, he tips Boom. Panda with no chill.
Boom is really struggling.
He's having a rough one. He is. You know, as I said, it's a bit of a turn of the tables. We thought that Illich was going to come into this game and have a rough one. He had a rough one yesterday, right? Illich on the offlane. Today, in this game 1, it's definitely Boom that's having a rough time.
I mean, keep Illich on his Pango. I think this is by far his best.
It's looked good. His Pangos look good. That's definitely sure. We'll see again once more of this fight that Na'Vi tried to take it around the pit.
It's crazy that that's a Centaur, right? You see how fast he just explodes? Because like the Overload Shard, all these little damage instances that just blow him up. And they do get that catch onto PP because of the Nullifier to dispel all these different types of save. But as you mentioned, you know, they overstay. They kind of want to try to take out that Aegis, but they lose so much out of it. 23-10, Infinity still dominating this game.
We got Uragi with some words of wisdom. Tells them, he said, all good guys, calm down your nerves, take your time.
A little bit of bants.
Let's see, maybe this is the beginning of the comeback story for Boom. Let's see. Let's see how we can rise back up in this game.
We shall see. The Axe Cart is something fun, but this isn't one that he's playing versus some huge ulti like a Doom or a Black Hole. It's a little bit different in this instance. And Infinity, they are just getting this absurd scaling. PP with the regen.
Oh,
he sees his target.
He's found Boom. Has he got any way out? The Stampede's there, but Eilidge is able to cut him off with the Rolling Thunder.
One of the roughest games I feel like we've seen for Boom. Bottom 3, Hoodwink continuing to surpass BZM, as you were mentioning. A BKB finished up on Night. Holy moly. 22 of the 24 kills is with him. He's been everywhere, it feels like, as this Hoodwink. Same thing for the Storm. I mean, they're just playing very nicely as a team. To the high ground, potentially just a poke for a moment here. Satanic on the horizon for Costabile. They've only killed him the once this game. And they're going to actually be able to take away the Tormentor 2 from the side of Na'Vi. And a freebie for Costabile.
What's Na'Vi's plan?
It has to be to burst, isolate a target in their first initiation, and then go based off that.
And who would that be? Who's everyone going on? Do you think ideally?
Ideally, it's one of the 3 cores actually.
Yeah.
Maybe even the Pango could be a higher priority just because how much Eilidge has been able to do. But maybe if you can kill Costabile, it could be huge because you've got Nullifier, you've got MKB. You can technically 100-0 him if you throw absolutely everything onto him. But it has to be pretty much perfect, and then it might not even be enough because they are just at this deficit where other heroes can start to make up for the fact of that. And the fact that this Hoodwink is just gigantic. He is a carry.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Infinity. Seeing if they can catch anyone out alone with this smoke move.
Full Parasma onto PP. His damage has gone up even more. And he also found, I mean, I didn't point this out earlier, but Ceremonial Robe is always going to be important in those fights.
Doesn't look like they'll catch anything here. Na'Vi able to stay split in a manner that
is under attack.
Won't leave them vulnerable.
They've got that Ags now. I mean, Yuragi, I feel like this game could get to some pretty quick points of like that Daedalus into either a Rapier or something like that, and then he's going to have to get carded and protect himself. I need to stop saying stuff like that. I called myself out on that the other day too, and I just said it again. But anyway, BZM, BKB, forced. Puppy.
They get the jump on Costabile. They've killed him off. Let's see what more they can do with this Na'Vi. Yuragi turning with the damage over to PP, but PP will turn, take out Boom, and keep his distance away from the TA.
That's how they need to do it.
Well, they'll take that. That's Costabile gone for 80 seconds.
He spent his gold. He bought that Satanic right before
BZM is ready to chase on. There's the boundless strike. Closes the gap bit onto Panda. Na'Vi find a second. Jumping from Yuragi. See if they can get Knight as well. Knight puts the BKB. If they got enough physical damage to take him out, they do not. TP out success. Knight gets back to safety, but Na'Vi strike back.
Yep, big, necessary ones. 25's hit on that TA also. If they can continue to do that, if they can find him isolated, that's the way to go for those kills. And perhaps still some fighting chances here for them. 45 seconds where they can get a decent amount of momentum. They get a ward down into a deep area too. There's still the gem on the Storm. But Lasso's back up in 8 seconds. If they can keep doing that almost off cooldown, if they can catch the gyro again when he respawns, could still be that hope. Hasn't quite committed the gold yet for the Daedalus.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower.
They're sneaking in. PP.
They're going to find him. Puppy, get the lasso straight into the middle bash. That's PP gone. Yuragi jumps in, looking for Knight as well. Knight will get back to the safety of the base.
He hits the traps. What a play.
There we go indeed. The side blade off denying the trap. Yuragi gets the last touch to take Knight down.
And now we're seeing why Yuragi said that in all chat.
He was keeping his cool because he is like... He felt confident. He was like, I'm going to carry this game.
And now maybe
doesn't matter what's going on. Doesn't matter what's going on with the rest of my cores. I'm going to carry this game.
Those 3 kills are huge. Now he probably doesn't even need to go or think about the Rapier statuses. He can go Daedalus, Swift Blink, normal itemization. This game is completely turned upside its head after those chain kills.
Yeah, Yuragi.
Great catches from
He's
Puppy.
carrying pretty hard. Him and Puppy kind of.
Puppy's
Everyone else is kind of a bit all over the place on Na'Vi. Puppy and Yuragi though, they're keeping the team together.
Yeah.
With these
and
moves.
Damage. This is crazy momentum that they're getting out of here. Yuragi is a bit deep forward. They might look for a glimpse to force the BKB. The missile hits him.
He's got the BKB off first. And he's into the car. See if they can do anything aggressive with this, or if Boom's just got to try and take him out. Looks like he's going to slowly wheel him away.
BKB is going to be on cooldown, so they will reset his positioning away, but he has an amp damage top. They could definitely 100 to 0 any target they find with that. As we've seen, they don't even need the amp damage to do so. These are big moments for Na'Vi. 45 seconds until we're going to find the respawn of the Roche, but they have reclaimed pretty much complete control of the map. There's not really a save in particular for Infinity. I'm trying to think of one that to protect one of the cores. They just can't get initiated on in particular now at this point. Aghanim's now done for Zayats. Hasn't been able to get too many of the best steals besides that one Rolling Thunder that we saw from way earlier, but perhaps now. Roche. See how long it's going to be. Maybe they need some Lincolns and Lotuses is probably what they're going to have to start itemizing on the side of Infinity to protect Costabile. But no one really too close to one.
Dire's top tower.
I might just try poking the high ground, Na'Vi.
They're feeling that momentum.
Both waves pushing up to the base of Infinity.
Yuragi is up here. He does hit hard. He does have that Swift Blink queued up.
They're going to have to start TPing back.
Playing it smart.
No.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower
Playing
is
the,
under attack.
yeah, playing the map way nicer. I mean, the early game was a little bit shaky, but things have completely reestablished themselves, and they're smoked up, looking to connect. This ward has lasted almost full duration from Puppy right outside the base versus a gem. Pretty astonishing that that has not been taken out. But that Roche, it's the main target for both sides. 1 minute until it's going to be spawning. Na'Vi in prime position. Puppy's in.
He's got the grab once again.
Every single one of these fights, the ward.
They're ready to go for more. BZM jumps in. He's able to get the Wukong's command down and the balance strike during the BKB. Looks to chase towards Panda and Knight. The support. Panda won't get away. Knight will survive for now. Illich, he has to roll away from this. Costabile's attempting to push forward over towards BZM. Can he finish up the Monkey King? BZM gets the Jiggle Mastery built up and he will fall. And now Uragi's in trouble as well as Illich jumps in, finishes him off. Boom. They'll find the kill on Knight, but he is also incredibly low. He'll be able to blink out in time. And Infinity, they lose 3. They're able to take 2 in return, though, and they are the big 2. BZM and Jiragi getting killed off in return.
Costabile, huge damage. He got actually split off for a moment. I think it was the kinetic fence of the Rubik, and he thought it was his ally, so he was trying to walk through, and he got stuck for some time, but then he got into the fight. He got on top of that Monkey King, and TA was able to get some cleanup kills. And the gem, oh, it actually gets recovered.
Now we'll see at the start. Now Puppy has been consistently finding these solid initiations into the fight.
Immediately after they put the sentry in, they're like, oh damn, they did have a ward there. So let me see, what was it? Was it the... Yeah, it was the kinetic fence from Zayats blocking out. Look at Costabile trying
just
to walk
can't get up the steps, yeah. No, absolutely was. Even so, still able to step up. And at this point, BZM can't quite stand his ground against Costabile. A little bit too much coming out for the gyro.
And that is around Roche, so they will be able to get that one, it seems like, on the side of Infinity. A nice attempted jump there from Na'Vi on the vision, but this gyro is still showing. He can stand strong even if he's mostly by himself. Him and Illich definitely putting in heavy work there. And I've seen the Lincolns at least queued up on Illich. I do want to see this, maybe even the Disruptor if he can. It's hard to say the Disruptor because he maybe wants to go for Ags, but maybe the support, maybe Hoodwink goes for a Lotus. I do want to see at least Lotuses or Lincolns on somebody versus the lasso that Puppy's going to be throwing out there.
I mean, what's the next big item going to be for Costabile? Because he's bought the Blessing. He's going to have the slot free after the Aegis.
I've been seeing so many players buy Silver Edge in this tournament, but I usually just like the Swift Blink in most of these situations. But maybe he goes Rapier. Could it be one of those games where it could get quite spicy quite quick because it is so close? Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't mind it because he's... Obviously, there was that point earlier where down mid he got jumped and they were able to kill him. But outside of that, it's been very difficult for Na'Vi to kill this gyro. So Costabile should have a solid chance in the fights of just being able to survive and deep with a Rapier, just kill them all.
Yeah, or does he go like a kind of boring route where he goes like a Lincoln's himself to protect? That feels too boring.
If he feels,
I want to see something bigger.
It depends if he feels that his teammates aren't going to be able to get that sort of item online in any sort of decent time. But Lotus is very close for Knight.
Interesting. BCM actually, I didn't notice this before the fight too. He went Butterfly, so it is going to delay the Scotty timing a bit, and it is a pretty wonderful Scotty game for Monkey King when you're playing versus Gyro and Storm, playing versus 2 range scores. He'll go for it next, but has been delayed a little bit.
Does that make Costabile want to buy an MKB, or he doesn't really care about the Monkey King's Butterfly?
He might. He might.
Yeah.
Definitely a possibility. Because I think I also saw Yuragi queued it up at some point. I don't know if he'll go for it fully, but if he does, then yeah. 100%.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. If there's 2 butterflies. I mean, that's always kind of risky when you invest 2 because then you know for 100% they're going to be buying MKB on the other side.
Yeah. So Refresh Your Shard, it is on Illich, so definitely going to have to watch out for that one if he's unable to get these double rolling thunders off in the fight. They've got the banner down. They're trying to force. Throwing the Lincolns onto him too to protect versus that lasso.
And boom.
The cart just to take out the banner, I guess?
Yeah, they were trying to. Didn't quite finish it off. And now Boom's just going to get jumped by PP. He's going to go down. Puppy's gone for the lasso. He's grabbed the grab on the 2 of them. Stampede is, there'll be the buyback from Boom, but it won't be enough to save Puppy. Puppy, so he's now out for 70 seconds. Because I believe what invested in that Aghanims to make that Aghanims play happen.
What? But the banner's still alive, Owen.
The drive-by was very unsuccessful.
What the heck? That was very strange.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
And Boom has to buy back, but he's got no Stampede.
Has to get himself some driving lessons. He's going to get the jump in. Costabile, it's going to get burst low. Can they kill him at once? They can. BZM lays down the Wukong's command over the BKB. As PP, can he get out? PP, he'll fall. Round 2, though. Can they deal with this Gyrocopter? BZM certainly can't. Illich rolls over towards Zayat. Costabile, he's back on with the push. There's going to be another job, Puppy. Gets the grab onto the both of them. Boom with the follow-up. Who's got the burst? He comes to be looking at the full jump again from Zayats with the Aghanims. And now they're going to be able to find Panda on top of it all. So the defense will occur. They do have to...
It's expensive.
Use the 2 buybacks here on Na'Vi. Let's see what they can do. They can run it down a lane. There's 2 dead on Infinity that do not have buyback available. Neither Knight or PP has theirs.
Zayats actually did a decent amount of work. I can't even see all the spells that he got. I was trying to see if he did get another one of these bigger ones. I couldn't see inside the midst of everything, but he actually got some big steals. That Vortex, I think I saw him use it 2 or 3 times to get some extra catch. Some nice double stuns coming into play. And now back the other way we go.
See how much they can do with this Na'Vi.
Infinity might have to use these buybacks, but Na'Vi has to be a little bit careful too with their positioning since they did use 3.
Onto the racks. I think they'll at least let 1 set go, but the problem is indeed that Na'Vi might just be able to take 2 if they don't buy back on Infinity, at least on the Costabile's gyro. Let's see how quickly Na'Vi can push. Okay, the bottom set.
BZM bought back and bought whatever he could inside the base, by the way. So he bought a Basher because that was probably one of the best options he could find just because he's in base.
They really don't want to buy back.
No.
And they should be able to, I mean, they're probably going to lose a second melee rack. Shiragi, he'll finish that off indeed.
BKB's back up for Gyro, but yeah, they're going to lose both of these sets.
I think that's what you choose to trade there, though. I think you're kind of happy, well, obviously not happy because it's a bad situation to be in, but you don't want to spend your buybacks. Because you know now, back in the game, you've got the buyback luxury. If you're able to make a smoke play, find BZM, kill off the Monkey King, you can get the GG.
This game could abruptly end for sure. As we see PP, he's got the Aghanims also on the Storm, so they do have that AoE pull that they can have. Refresher also on Yuragi, just wanting this double BKB as long as possible. Panda? We'll be okay.
Amplified damage, Yuragi.
This feels like this now feels like the closest game that we've had.
It really is. We're getting up to the 50-minute mark. There's just 1k gold difference in it. It's been an incredibly entertaining one, and one that we could still see going either way.
It could be one explosive fight that ends it all.
Highly likely.
From either side, because Costabiles spent his gold as well for an AC.
Okay. I mean, I like that. He's going all in on trying to be able to make sure that that little extra bit of armor will be there for his teammates, give that extra chance of surviving a burst attack from Yuragi.
He held the Vindicator's axe this entire time, too, so wanting that bonus armor during the stuns, just anything that he can. Amp damage still on TA for a second. Double refreshers, they're all in.
Navi's all in, yeah, the double refresher. Yuragi and BZM ready for the final fight. Illich, he's going to get broken. Straight in with the last one to get the drag back. PP's going to try and zip in to help out. Illich finally falls. He's got buyback available, uses it immediately. Constabile, and he's going to fight on forward through the middle of the Wukong's command. Yuragi pops the refresh ready for round 2. BZM stands his ground against Constabile, at least attempts to do so. Illich but there's the second BKB as well. Constabile's in trouble. Boom's trying to run away from Illich, but Illich will find him. That's going to be Boom down for 2 minutes. No buyback on him. They're trying to finish off Illich, but they can't. Illich survives. PP gets the double kill. As Infinity will hold the fight. They'll be able to stop the TP out from Puppy as well with a bushwhack from Knight. Na'Vi, they put everything into that fight, and they do not take it. 4 heroes dead. Infinity, all it cost them was the 1 Illich buyback.
Costabile with a very bold jump in, just literally 1v5, runs into a Wukong's, it feels like, but he's confident in his team to back up. I think Zayats, I saw him rolling thundering in. I think he just died to AoE damage. I don't know if anybody got to see it.
We'll be able to get a replay on this one for sure. That was a crazy fight. Still a gem on the ground.
Because I think I saw the Rolling Thunder steal, and then I think I saw like a vortex coming out of it. But he died. I think he just died to AoE damage.
So the start, not a bad one. They get Illich immediately out of the fight. BZM has the time to set up with the BKB and the Wukongs.
I look at Costa. This just takes confidence to charge in like that.
He has no fear.
Confidence in your team. Look, and also look, Rolling Thunder stolen, but what did he just? He just rolls in. I think just dies. But look at that vortex in the back. He got 3-4 heroes. That was kind of cool.
And Boom tried to make some sort of cart play there with Yuragi driving him through the center of the fight, but this dies off a bit too easily, and then Yuragi's left in a vulnerable spot. And now we'll see how much damage Infinity could do with the push.
2 heroes dead. At least for 40 more seconds. TA respawning in 15, but it's just a TA and a Monkey King versus 4.
Can And they get the mega creeps.
Boots of travel purchase from Gyro.
It's not. Yeah, you can see both the mid creeps. Yep. And that's the damage done. The mega creeps are out. Na'Vi, they'll still get to live another day in this game, but it will be against the megas.
And against what? How many buybacks are going to be available? Decent amount of them. Gyro, of course, as we said, Costabile did spend for those boots of travel, but might be able to back up and farm them out before Na'Vi can get outside to look for him. So they might be playing versus quite a bit more lives than they're going to be able to provide. But they're going to smoke and just go for it.
I mean, that boost of travel purchase is a little risky, right?
It definitely is.
Because he would have had, he would only be a few hundred gold away from buyback, aka he would have had buyback. He would have had buyback if he didn't buy the bots in the next fight.
Him, they can still win this game for sure.
Yeah, if they kill this Gyro, it's game over. And Costabile's got to be careful. And a risky purchase.
Straight down mid.
47 and 50. Yeah, it's about a 50-50 here. 53 minutes in. They're ready with the jump. Puppy, who's he going to be able to fight? He gets the double lasso. They get the lasso into the two of them. They're trying to burst through Costabile, but Costabile already had the BKB on stands his ground. Puppy falls. They turn towards BZM. They get the sharpshooter shot in. Costabile caught by number stun. Uragi jumps in. They're looking to focus the Gyro. They're going to get him. They take down Costabile, but BZM, he's solo. He'll fall. Uragi, it's only down to him and Zayats, and it's too much for Uragi. Uragi's gone. Zayats goes down as well. Triple kill for PP as Na'Vi get team wiped.
They got the double lasso, but he got the BKB before it hit. It takes them too long to bring him down. Storm has buyback. Storm cleans up. There's 2 buybacks on Na'Vi, but 2v4.
Yeah, 2v4. Infinity don't have Costabile, their strongest kind of pusher and hero that can look to end the game. But it is just 2 heroes on Na'Vi. Can they hold?
Panda, I think, can also purchase a full Aghanims if he wants to now on the Disruptor. He has 4,200 gold. He's got the option to go for that GG item. And he's got the blink.
I mean, they feel that Infinity, they feel that Na'Vi can hold with the 2 of them. And to be fair, there is that buyback available on Boom.
All right.
So yeah, they're going to hold back. They're not going to go for any sort of crazy push with just the 4 of them. They're hovering around the Roche pit and considering taking that instead. So Na'Vi once again are going to get the chance to have one more fight.
It is going to shift top. All right, I guess he's weakening it up for it before it shifts to the top.
We've got to go. What we got to. Uragi's gone for the Silver Edge, and yeah, PP's got his Hex for the next fight.
They're all spending across the board. PP doing some big work in that last fight, as we saw his damage with Costabile being the most of it. Costabile also will have buyback. That's the important thing too, is he is going to have buyback when he respawns and is able to farm a little bit. So we'll have that extra life on top of him and the 2 supports. BCM's buyback is back up. Oh, he doesn't actually have to purchase it because it's shifting top, so he can get one for free and maybe go for a different item on this Disruptor. Oh, sorry. Just kidding.
Let's have a look. Who's taking what? Who's taking the refresher? Probably Costabile, right? Or did you give it to Illich to play with? What's a PP? For the double hex?
Double hex,
pull?
double BKB.
Okay. Yeah. I can respect that.
So no Aghanims for Panda. So he'll get his Aether Lens also sniped out. I mean, whatever.
Let's see, can Na'Vi defend against this push?
Wait, am I crazy? Wasn't it supposed to switch to Ags when it goes top? I don't know, whatever. Am I dumb? Maybe I'm dumb. I mean, I know it's a refresher shot, but I thought it was supposed to be... Whatever.
Yeah, it's Aghanim's top, isn't it?
Yeah, but he got a refresher shot. I don't know, whatever. That was kind of weird. Maybe I'm forgetting something that got you. I don't think so, though. Whatever. Either way. Look it up, Owen, because maybe I'm being dumb, but...
No, you're right. Ags is the top one, right?
I thought so, too, but I feel like I'm being stupid.
Am I getting so gaslit here? Yeah, what's going on?
Lamau Procaster.
Yeah. Hey, you're the analyst. Aghanim's blessing when in dire pit.
I know.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
I tell you what, I know what it is.
It's because he was hitting it.
No, I think it's probably some weird interaction with the fact there's a TA in the game and they know about Roche, and it's probably some like TA bug. That would be my guess.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Either way, they don't get the Aghanims, they get a refresher.
I was like, am I crazy?
Well, you are.
Well, yeah, but...
Yeah, but... I'm seeing if there's...
I'm like...
Aghanim's blessing drops on Roshan's third death. Anyway, there's a fight. PP's in. Straight away, Boom's going to be able to get the save off with the car. Now, let's use the BKB to this, but will manage to take Uragi back to the safety of the fountain. See if Infinity hold back or immediately go for another quick jump.
That's the cart. And his BKB. What? Big. That's again.
If he's going to get the Hex opening, they've got the Stampede. Can they get him back to safety? Yuragi follow up the Hex, but Yuragi again will survive. Puppy.
Double lasso.
Oh, it's big, but is there follow-up? The Boundless Strike into the Who Stomp. They've got Contabile out of the Tier 4 towers. That's the Aegis God. They're going to get Illich as well. He's out. No buyback available for him. The setup here for round 2. There's the Boundless beautifully lined up for BZM. That's the 2 of them gone.
He's got buyback at Contabile, but Illich used it earlier. I can't believe he got caught next to him.
Illich will have his in 20 seconds.
The double lasso play, the Aghanims piercing through that Linken's, right? It doesn't matter if it's up, it grabs him right through.
Here we go. We'll see if they can do anything here, Na'Vi. As I say, that they effectively both have the buybacks. Panda, he also has a buyback available. They're going to have to use some, I'd imagine, here. We'll see the gem switch back into the hands of Na'Vi.
Oh, maybe it's because Roche spawned bottom, and then when it shifts,
No. It says here on the internet. It says Aghanims blessing Roshan. Drops on Roshan's third death if slain while in the Dire Pit. He was slain in the Dire Pit, folks.
There you go, fine, whatever.
We're on the case.
Whatever, we'll get to it. We'll talk about it afterwards. Illich does have buyback, so it will have the full squad for the defense. Yuragi.
His first buyback here from Illich. He's going to go with the jump. Gets the opening Hex. There's going to be the buybacks to follow up as well. BKB is out. Return from the boom. He's able to get Yuragi in the cart and takes him away. Illich is trying to chase from the Rolling Thunder.
Can he get him away?
Illich is still able to get the catch on. It was Boom with the stun. Boom potentially going to get left behind. Illich jumps to the side with the swashbuckler. He's caught far away from the team though. Yuragi turns towards him. They've lost Boom, but Boom's got the buyback. Illich, he's falling low. He's out. They're both dead. Illich and Yuragi without buyback. One core for each side out for 2 minutes.
BZM
they're going to drag back here with the Hex. They're going to kill him off as well. He does have the luxury of buyback available though.
This game is crazy. We're about to hit 60 minutes
for the
items if they want to grab them.
Well, that's the thing as well. We've had some 60-minute games where we've not got to see the 60-minute items because they ended at 60 minutes. This game, we should actually get to see the 60-minute items because this game is not going to end at 60 minutes.
Well, we might have the 60-minute, 20 seconds where they just run down and end the game.
If they, come on. Give us some cool items.
Heavy buybacks committed. Illich getting a nice roll forward there. Didn't have the cheese in his inventory, so maybe could have actually survived. I thought he was going to swap it in during the roll, but ends up going down.
They're going to force out these buybacks first.
No BKBs. Stampede's back up. Lasso in 2 seconds. That's the one to watch.
Just trying to slow it down. BZM's going to have to buy back. Surely. He can't get away with holding on to his for 50 seconds.
Double lasso again.
There it is. They're going to drag back over towards Boom. Who's done a follow? Contabile and PP then being caught. Contabile's going to start. He lived with the Satanic. The bash comes into play. Can he continue to heal through this? They managed to kill off BZM. They managed to kill off Boom. Infinity, they have done it. They're on to the Ancient. This game it's going to be theirs. GG's called. Infinity take the game.
And no tier 5 neutrals for you, Owen. Too bad.
Oh my goodness, they've done it again. Thank you very much, Richard. Yeah, we'll see if we get ourselves another long one here as we get into the action.
No boom tip, says Panda.
I see. Well, they're telling off his teammates there, or what's going on? Yeah. They're like, yeah, we don't tip him today.
They're tipping Panda because Panda got them mad because he tipped Boom, but Panda's like, I'm a nice guy, guys. Okay. I'm sorry, you know, I was just pointing out a fact. Well, we'll see if that
continues. You know, if the game gets crazy, we might start to see the tips flying around. But let's see. You know, Contabile on his Terrorblade, he loves it. Wants to bring it out in these games. Worked the other day. Let's see if it works out here. If it does, I think, you know, that's going to be the point where it's like, okay, this tournament, if Contabile wants to play Terrorblade, it's going to work out.
So be it. And the reason why people, you know, a lot of people will know the big reason, but the reason why you want this Reflection versus Beast is because you get some attack speed bonuses. But yeah, you can just go the Axis build. I've seen people go a bit of both. I've seen people go Aura and Boar in the lane versus him, but since he's this game, he just wants to play more for just pressure and spam with Zayats. It looks like it is just going to be Axe route at the start. And he is, of course, playing versus Chen, so you can't really go for the Boar route. It's going to be an interesting game because we do have a Chen versus Enchantress as well, which causes some weirdness. It's not like old times where it just made the game incredibly awkward, but it still does make for some fun little interactions and plays. And top, let's see how Drow does. Another hero that's not the most popular, but Yuragi, he's been playing it a lot. It's been on the rise.
Yeah, he loves it.
In the pubs, in the pro matches, etc. So He's got a good matchup, core to core, right? Versus that, versus the TB in particular, just the way that it works with marksmanship, it can always be fantastic. But I've also seen Underlord be able to itemize very nicely versus something like Drow. The Atrophy Aura plus Crimson Guard can negate a ton of damage, so auras are definitely going to be aplenty on the side of Infinity this game with a Chen and Underlord with a TB.
And so this bottom lane as well, the panel say they think Boom's going to have a much better time this game at the start. Would you agree? Has he got the setup for that?
He should. I think last game he also just had a pretty horrible time, so it's hard to kind of have a worse one than that one.
Yeah, let's see who can come out on top of this matchup mid. I think, honestly, this seems to be one of the 1v1s that I feel like we've seen the most this tournament.
We have.
We've had so much Invoker versus Air Spirit mid matchup.
And the Invoker tends to dominate it pretty hard in the first, in pretty much the entirety of the laning phase. Let's see if EZM can make a difference happen, because PP, he's been pretty wonderful on his Invoker. And definitely a game where the Invoker can cause some chaos. BKB is not going to be early picked up on many of these heroes, and that's when Invoker tends to thrive. And as we've seen versus the Earth Spirit in particular, Cold Snap, Tornado, the combo that you can do, just stop a roll, you can just burst him in most situations as well. Bit of FPS lag.
So far, pretty good for Yuragi in that top lane.
Yep.
He's not getting too much pressure, at least not having a lot of creeps being denied away from him yet.
Yeah, Naga Siren can secure most of these lanes. It's a lot of damage, though. This is definitely a lane where we could see kills happen from the side of Infinity onto either one of these two heroes on the side of Na'Vi, more so than the other way around. Unless it's a positioning error where they get reeled into the tower, which we do see happen from time to time. And this cool thing that Zayats is doing, he's just stealing away Panda. He drops his, he summons the Satyr, just gets stolen away from that Enchantress, and then they actually have like Boars plus a Satyr inside the wave. Look pretty cool.
Не хочу тебя типнуть без негатива.
One of my favorites.
And I think Boom maybe did recognize that there is no point in that persuasion, so he can actually go board.
Top. And Puppy doing his best to try and draw the attention away from Yuragi. Yuragi's building up the one charges. And we'll have a salve on the way.
Yeah, just bring lots of regen up here. Break Dagos, salves, bring Raindrop even. Puppy may have put himself into a death position. Knight's got Scatter Blast. Could have the chase.
See if Puppy can...
Misses!
Oh, indeed, off the mark there with a Scatter Blast.
Might need one more hit afterwards, but might have been able to secure it if he does get that catch. But yeah, just bring tons of regen, Raindrops. That's going to be the one that allows them to sustain a bit better versus this snapless Underlord spam that we do see have a very good success in most games.
Yeah, hard for them to get kills themselves here unless I do get them under the tower, Na'Vi.
Some good harassment coming out though. Yuragi has hit 3. These arrows are starting to add up. Knight could also be in trouble. Blood Grenade should have him.
He's got stick charges, but yeah, he'll accept his fate. Knows that they won't save him, so... Actually, the persistence there from Yuragi does allow them to find that first blood for a Drow that's already having pretty good farm in the safe lane.
That's not too expected, to be honest. Even though Naga Siren does secure a lot of these lanes, when you're playing versus this double spam lane, sometimes be a bit difficult for squishy heroes like the Drow Ranger to take advantage. Very, very nice for Yuragi to get that. They can bring extra regen, he can bring Falcon Blade to tank versus that burst too. So yeah, he should be set up for success up here now on this Drow Ranger, unless we see a rotation come out, which can definitely happen. Both sides having the neutral creep users, the Chen and the Ench, so could see rotations from both sides very quickly and early in this game. Costa Bile is farming well, but Boom having a free farm lane.
Yeah, and this is the thing with last game as well. For Na'Vi, it was definitely Yuragi and Puppy that throughout the whole game
they carried.
Were having the strongest performances. So.
Yeah. They were carrying pretty hard, and Puppy was getting some beautiful double lasso plays. Definitely some fault to Infinity standing together. They ended up winning the game, but you know, these small things could end up costing you just because you're not careful. BZM doing better than I've seen some of the Earth Spirits do in the mid lane versus the Invokers so far. We haven't seen any rotations, I believe, toward mid to prevent... Actually, we did see, I think, maybe one of the creeps maybe from the Enchantress, but the BZM doing a little bit better than I've seen some of the Earth Spirits do in that 1v1 matchup.
And they're getting Illich pretty low. Right, the blood grenade. They should be able to find him again. Yuragi, can he get the last hit in? He's indeed getting slowed by Knight. Yuragi will die for this. So 1 for 1. The supports survive, but the cores fall.
I love blood grenade. It adds so much extra kill threats always in these lanes. Changes the dynamics of lanes as well too in a lot of ways. Nice plays from both sides. Great play from Knight, just body blocks plus blood grenade to prevent those extra hits.
Oh yeah, neither carry getting pressured that much whatsoever so far.
I thought this could be a lane where we saw Zayats actually go for a point in the Impetus earlier on since he's playing versus TV. BZM getting involved early.
Indeed, in with the rotation. The cookie's there. We'll keep Illich safe, and now PP turns up and ready to try and find some action himself. He gets the setup on a puppy. They'll rip down the blood grenade, but won't have any further catch. So neither side to lose anyone.
Bit awkward from the two of them. Yeah, only 80 gold behind on BZM versus that Invoker. Yeah, absolutely the best case that we've seen for that matchup. He's level 6 already too on BZM, and let's see if he gets the rune. He will. So a shield rune up on the Earth Spirit could look to make a rotation. He's got the refill bottom for the bounty rune too, and definitely kill threat onto Costabile if he's not careful, and he has no vision.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Might just settle for Panda.
Yeah, they'll drop the magnetize to make sure that they get the kill.
Ooh, tried to keep it spreading. Couldn't quite. Up top again. Illich, half HP.
It has to be a bit careful if they're able to start things onto him. The cookie's off the mark.
He's got a salve. He's struggling again, though, in comparison to Boom. Boom having that much easier lane matchup versus the TB. The Underlord thought he would be off to a better start, but a 10-24 CS only for him. He is struggling in the last hit department.
Getting a good start here, Na'Vi. And indeed, in particular, that offlane in comparison to what happened last game.
And they've got a strong, fast-paced draft that they can get off to some timings.
And loads of stacks.
Especially versus this more greedy style that we've seen from Infinity. And it really is going to just be the question mark of, is the Aura going to be that great benefit for the TB that makes him have a good advantage versus Drow and Earth Spirit? It feels a little hard for Costabile this game. That's where auras come into play, right? So could definitely see if the Underlord's able to get some of these auras to counteract that big magic damage that can come from the Ags Beastmaster or from that Earth Spirit in particular. Yuragi, here comes this move.
Yeah, wrap around Costabile. Nice. He's coming with a Metamorphosis to help take him out.
I like that a lot. Can probably look to finish off this tower as well. There's actually a double creep wave, so it's going to be a little awkward to push it, but ideally wanting to do so.
It's just going to be a fast timing, right? 8 minutes in, taking away Yuragi's tower. It's going to be opening up this area at the map, giving a lot of freedom as well for Illich to probably have a safe space to catch up and farm. And Puppy's trying to hold on to the tower.
They're making moves over. They're bringing the Ench. Zayats. It is spotted from the ward, so they'll be completely aware of this, but Panda in no man's land. And the tower might actually just get denied. It does.
Easy deny for Yuragi. The literally last hit on it. And now Na'Vi seeing if they can get some more action as BZM tries to get the roll-ons on tonight. Drops the magnetize. Tornado holds him back. Yuragi making the connection with the multi-shot, but the one charges are there. Knight, is he going to tick out to this magnetize? I'll catch him. The root's there, puts a stop to the TP. So they'll get the two supports, and they're able to get the tower denied, Na'Vi.
Pretty huge, to be honest. In the meanwhile, Beastmaster is absolutely free-farming stacks with no congestion. Most of the games that I see Beastmaster struggle, it's because he's not allowed to do this. They just prevent him from getting the stacks they're able to contest. So Na'Vi able to get that tower denied top, and Infinity now not able to take away any of these stacks from a Beastmaster who was already having free farm. This is a very, very good start here for Na'Vi. And that Drought versus TB matchup will eventually start kicking off once they do start duking it out in the mid game. And yeah, Ilich's items definitely going to be slower than anticipated. Uh-oh. Are they going to build double mech? Please be careful, Ilich. You have a Chen on your team. You should be probably going for that Vanguard.
They won't.
He already has the Headdress.
He's just, yeah.
I'll go pipe later, but still, he better not go double mech.
Maybe he just had the mech queued up in the quick buy just so he could have something quick to be able to get the Headdress ball.
I don't know. I think they maybe just... Now they communicated it, I think, though, but for a second there, it looked a little awkward. Because the ideal is, you know, your Chen probably gets that mech, you go Crimson Pipe on the Underlord. That does mean that it's going to be a little bit switched around here.
Yeah, I guess it depends how quickly you want to get that mech online for the team, because Illich can get it a little quicker.
But it's better on the Chen.
Sure, but then it kind of messes up the Chen's build.
It messes up his game. But yeah, we'll see. Panda.
Zayats has got some backup potentially.
You have to use kisses, it feels like.
BZM's watching and he's ready to roll in. Costabile's turned up and the kisses are coming out and they're maybe ready to turn, get some kills. They take out Zayats. BZM's going to fall. They'll use the roar onto Costabile, but it won't stop him. As he's ready to chase on towards them, Boom has to run.
The numbers were brought there. Infinity able to bring in that Underlord there. BZM rolls himself into a very dangerous position. I thought he'd wait until perhaps he saw the kisses before he makes that roll in, but does put himself into a precarious position. Costabile being active. That's the one thing I do like when I see him play as Terrorblade. We see some players more just AFK kind of farm it up. He turns up to the fights, and we saw the same thing from his Gyro. Gyro more so you want to show up to every single one of those fights early on, but utilizing those illusions to get that bonus damage from the innate, the Dark Unity, does make him hit hard even if the hero has some difficulties entering. So his net worth? It's pretty good. 300 advantage over the Drow just off of that, those 2 kills. So he's got the mech gold finished on that Underlord.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying if he buys it, yeah. Because he's indeed got enough, and he will. So he's going to commit to that. He wants the mech. He wants to be the mech carrier this game.
As long as they don't both buy it, perfectly fine with it. Just as long, you know, he probably still wants to go down that route.
Yeah, Panda's going to get the pipe online. So they just wanted to have the mech out of the 2 of them online sooner.
Okay. And BZM is going standard build. I think we've seen a little bit of variety from them, so just going standard for Blameo, but this could have been a game maybe where it doesn't look like an amazing Vessel game, but since it is playing versus Chen and all these heals, it could have maybe been an option, but this build overall is better. I do like this Blade Mill build in most situations, since you do get the scaling. But we'll see if that ends up hurting as well, not having that heal prevention. Boom, I believe the Aghanim is done. So a pretty peak timing that he can set up with right now. And that always opens up potential of early Roshan. Both sides can definitely look to contest it very early on. PP looking to be active, trying to find a catch in the enemy jungle. They'll see Yuragi mid, but can't set up for him. Panda.
It's a good setup for Zayats. Straight into the path of BZM. It's Panda. Get the heals off. As he surely can't survive for this. I mean, maybe he does. The kisses are coming in as backup. The heals there from Illich with the mech. Get Panda. He's going to be able to live. Puppy, he's the one to fall. BZM rolls forth. They're desperately trying to find Panda or something out of this. They're going for PP. Zayats will die to Costabile. They do manage to get the 2 kills, 3 kills now in return for Na'Vi. So Na'Vi push forward, and they are able to make it work eventually.
2 supports for 2 cores and a support. Very well worth it. Good persistence there from Na'Vi to jump through. Nice steal there from Zayats. Takes away the Wild Wing Ripper, throws the Chen onto the high ground, causes an awkward scenario, and then boom. A perfect roar. Finds the Invoker. Couldn't ask for better. And he is going to go down the Blink route. I really like this for Boom. Just go standard build so he can catch any target he wants, and we'll see it again.
Now we'll see again. You know, it was taking a lot to try and go for Panda. And this was buying time for the rest of Infinity to turn up, but Na'Vi knew that if they brought everyone over, they at this point could still come out superior in these team fights. As Illich and PP caught in a rough spot there. But Boom finding the entrance in towards PP, and Costabile sure he turns up at the side, but he can't really get fully stuck in because by the time he turns up, the fight is already starting to go downhill for the team.
Boom is the scariest hero on the map by far right now. When you get this type of timing on a Beastmaster, he's level 12 too. It is terrifying how much you're able to, how much damage you can actually dish out.
So far, massively making up for the struggles that he had in game 1.
Yeah.
He's taking over this game 2. And we'll be able to slowly but surely finish this Roshan for the squad. Oh,
He'll finish it.
He's got it.
Does have it done. Yeah, Blink very soon on the horizon too. TB still farming very well. Costabile 3-0-1. His cores are struggling a bit. But if he's able to finish up this Manta for next fight too, he will be able to join and do a decent chunk of damage. We see Panda just looking to farm, really wants to finish up that pipe as fast as possible versus Beastmaster and that Earth Spirit. But it's going to take him a lot more time than something like an Underlord to farm these items. And we see Eilich not... I saw he had Greaves queued up. I was like, please don't go full Greaves. He is going to go for the Crimson instead. Just fits much better.
Yeah, they need to try and hit this Crimson pipe timing as soon as they can.
That'll be huge,
team.
And that'll be probably the thing that allows Costabile to maybe survive in the fight. It still can be difficult for him if they get on top of this TB in most of the situations. He will probably just die, but maybe the auras will be the difference maker. We'll have to see.
Panda. Seeing if you get some sort of setup. Yuragi is around with the damage. Panda's not too careful.
Gotta love the Enchantress versus Chen matchup. The stealing of the creeps
back and forth
constantly. The
roll from Boom. He's going to go for a bit of a freebie. And he'll get it. Easy for Boom to make these plays as he wishes.
He's going to take over the map, it feels, in these next few moments. Infinity, see how they adapt to the pressure if they're going to just look to split up and farm in these next 4 minutes. Because it feels very difficult to fight into this Beastmaster at this time.
Yeah, a lot of weight is going to fall onto the shoulders of Costabile.
And he is versus a Drow. Definitely not the easiest carry-to-carry matchup in particular for him.
But as we've heard, incredibly confident on the Terrorblade.
They're going to smoke and look for a fight. And this is... He's literally has Manta if he wants to purchase it right now. It's going to come out on Courier. Roar is on cooldown 20 seconds, so this could be a small window that they're trying to take advantage of. And they do see the Drow.
They're going to try and, indeed, catch and split off. It's a good move. They're going to find Yuragi completely separated from the rest of his team. He was not ready for that whatsoever.
Nice move, man, playing around Vision beautifully. There is going to be a counteract there coming from Na'Vi. Roar is up in 2 seconds, so Boom might just look for a fight himself, even though they don't have their Drow.
Yeah, big catch, though, killing Yuragi. And continuing to get Costabile involved in these successful plays. He still goes untouched, 4-0-1.
Yeah, and it gives him that little net worth disparity, right? Just a bit. I mean, we know that. They don't exactly, but definitely important for the TB to stay ahead of this Drow Ranger, it feels.
In this game as well, for the progression of Costabile, do you feel he needs to get BKB next, or is this one of those ones where you don't necessarily need to get the BKB early?
I don't know if he can, because he's playing versus Beastmaster. That's the one thing I'm wondering. Underlord doesn't even get the mech off, just dies before he's able to pop it. I'm not sure, Owen, honestly.
He's going to go Scardy.
It's a really hard hero when you're playing versus Drow Ranger to itemize.
Yeah, Scardy's going to be what he's got queued up next.
Does make him, of course, vulnerable to the Earth Spirit, jumping in a lot of situations, but...
I will trust in what sort of Panda's pipe to keep him safe, which is still quite not there. 740 gold away still on the Chen for the pipe.
Takes a lot longer for a Chen to farm that than an Underlord, even though Eilich just died again.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Costabile. He's still hungry to get involved in any sort of play that they can find.
Trying to get a catcher on that vision that they have, but Na'Vi is the one with the better vision over here. They have 2 wards to scout.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Here comes Boom. Smoked up. Do they have a dust? They use it, but it's far too late.
Still seeing if they can maybe find something around here.
There's a Blink Roar.
Illich.
1 second.
He's going to get kicked back and caught.
Might not even have to use the roar.
Oh yeah, they could slowly run him down.
This game's looking pretty hard for Infinity. Costabile really got his work cut out for him in a dangerous matchup versus that Drow.
Pipe should be done.
Okay.
20 gold, so it will be there for the next fight on Panda.
But this is a pretty fantastic usage of that first Aegis. Just a huge control of the map from Boom, taking towers out, swinging across, getting multiple kills. That's back-to-back kills. Actually, back-to-back-to-back kills, it feels like they found on the Underlord. BZM now has BKB, so he has the answer versus the Invoker now. Yeah, this is looking fantastic for Na'Vi. PP unable to find too many successful movements this game, 0, 1, and 5, and now one of the heroes in particular has a counter. And even the Beastmaster almost has the counter too with the BKB soon. 20 minutes, Tormentor.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They might be able to fight around here if they catch. We did see Na'Vi have a bit of a blunder the other day when they fought forcing a Tormentor play. Infinity.
Radiant's top tower.
Do they want to try and fight this? The smoke indicates that they'll look for a chance, but it's risky with the tier 2 already being taken and Na'Vi having this lead against them.
Pretty big one. All 3 tier 2s have been taken out. They've got the smoke on the Beastmaster.
They won the Wisdom Rune and they're going to get it, Na'Vi.
They played it more patient. The other day we saw them, they forced the Tormentor before taking the tier 2, and that caused that really, really bad fight versus Tundra. This time they played it way more patient. Take the tier 2 out, try to let them go toward you for the fight, get that Tormentor, get the Wisdom Rune. Now they've got BKB done on Boom. They get the Shard on this Naga Siren.
It's all looking pretty perfect so far for Na'Vi.
It surely is. And Boom, this time around, it's a night and day difference for him in particular. He is running the show, while last game he was playing from behind the majority of it. Yeah, these BKBs, they're going to be really problematic.
Yeah, this is gonna be a very hard one for Costabile to carry.
Yeah. So far, he has yet to die.
Indeed.
But a matchup that
if he can
not
carry this
for him versus the Drow.
Yeah, if he can carry this, he can have the freedom to play Terrorblade any game he wants. Because this is going to be a real test for him on the hero, considering how everybody else in his team is really starting to suffer.
Yeah, they're all pretty broke. Even the Chen. Like Chen, who tends to farm very fast as the support hero once the game slowed down like this. He's 0 and 5. 14,000 gold lead. It's getting faster and faster.
Somehow they need to have a fight Infinity where Na'Vi like overextend. They don't get the kill on the Terrorblade. Costabile gets a lot of time to hit into them during his metamorphosis, but
they need a long fight, it feels like, and he needs to be like buffed up with alacrity.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything they can throw onto him.
16k gold deep for Na'Vi. The numbers are starting to get pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, they have full map control. I don't know how many bounty runes that they've gotten in comparison, but I want to say they've gotten like 90% in this game. So that all does add up.
Yeah, we have that stat.
75% of it.
Yeah.
All right, well, still pretty high.
Costabile. He's stepping up. Gonna look for Zayat, so get the heels off. He's gonna live.
Way too tanky.
And now Costabile is gonna turn towards BZM instead. BZM put the BKB. The song comes out. See what the plan is here from Puppy. Just sort of wait out the kisses and now resume the fight. Boom. Jumps in, finds the roar. Straight on to Costabile. Are they able to take him out during the stun? They are. Costabile's gone. Illich to fall. This game, we might be getting the GGs pretty soon, I feel, folks, because this one seems impossible for Costabile to carry.
They're tipping.
They are indeed. Look at that. They had a bit of banter in the first game. Boom makes sure to get his own back here after being belittled for his low level in the game one in comparison to Pandas. This game two, Boom. He's leading the charge. He's carrying this completely 6-0-6. He played this one perfectly.
He did. Played that lane bottom beautifully. And the other thing, too, is Owen, the Drow didn't even hit the TB there, I don't think. That was literally everybody else killing Costabile, so we didn't even get to see that matchup of Drow versus TB anyway, as they just decimate him. And yeah, this game is definitely over. 21k, 22 lead.
Taking the barracks.
Taking barracks, acquiring a full set of next items. it's appropriate we get a game 3. I mean, last game went 60 minutes.
That's good, and it's a good bit of fun as well. We've got like the Panda versus Boom banter. Who's going to come out on top of after the end of it all?
Puppy, can they bring him down?
And Costa Pile just walked outside of the base. He's got to be careful. We'll get cookied back to safety. I'll pop the auras. Infinity.
BKB at 5. Might just go in.
Oh, he's ready to go back in. Rolls in. Illich, he's gone. Roar onto PP. Na'Vi step up to the high ground. It's going to be the Invoker dead. Neither of them with buyback available. And they'll tap out. GG is called. Game 2. Na'Vi coming in with an absolute stomp.
Felt like, to be honest, quite a big of an outdraft as well, too, that they were able to get this type of lineup, get the Yuragi Drow, which he likes to play anyway, but he's playing. I'm worried about him giving a free lane to the Underlord, and the way that Sven wants to play is building all these stat items early on. You become very high strength, which percent-based damage is fantastic. Same thing for Atrophy Aura. These two things counteract Sven pretty hard. I'm kind of surprised they went for this pick rather than one of these like Ursas, MK, something a bit more aggressive. This feels like the tempo gets slowed down, which... maybe just because of Warcry as well, too. They wanted this kind of extra armor versus the Sleight of Fist spam plus the SF, but we'll have to see. It looks like a very strong draft from Na'Vi. Super comfort across the board.
Yeah, I mean, talking about the Ember Spirit, talk to me about that, because this out of the mid spirits is definitely the one that we're seeing the least.
The absolute least, yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know how it's going to be versus that Invoker lately. It doesn't feel the easiest by any means, but BZM, if he wants to bust it out, and he was able to do good in a matchup as the Earth Spirit versus that Invoker too. This might even be better. We'll see. I'm happy to see the hero more, because it's a very aggressive one. Look what he was playing against. It looks pretty free for an Ember in particular throughout the most of the game. The only thing he really has to watch out for is that Static Storm, but there's ways to play around it as an Ember. And ways to play around Glimpse. So I think that they really were starting to realize how to play versus Infinity, because Panda's pretty much played one hero this tournament, it feels.
And in those clutch moments later on, they're always going to have the Song of the Siren once again to bail them out.
Yeah, if a big ulti comes out, they can just layer it and reset fights, or counter-initiate, because they have very good wombo combo with that song.
That's true.
Song into Willow, Requiem. They have Underlord, they have Requiem. Yeah, great ways to set up all these fights. So, doesn't look easy on paper for Infinity.
And what do you sort of make of the offlaners? Because we've had some, some up and downs with them this game, this series, right? This time, it's going to be Boom saying, hey, Illich, you had a rough game on the Underlord. I'm going to show you how it's done this game. And then Illich bringing someone in a bit different with the Kunkka for himself.
Illich has a super hard lane. He's versus Naga Shadow Fiend, probably one of the stronger ones besides like the Tusk SF or the Clockwork SF. It applies an incredible amount of pressure. And then bottom, I feel like Underlord's in a good matchup. He's versus a Sven. So I do feel like they maybe have put themselves into a position to win 3 lanes on the side of Na'Vi and have a strong draft that has comfort in mid-game team fights. So it feels very strong. So we'll have to see how Infinity does to break that up, because I do have concerns. And maybe Costabile can work his magic, because he did have that Gyro versus Centaur matchup also that he did fantastic in, so maybe because he's got Panda on the Disruptor, just them with their absolute comfort, that's how they play the best. But on paper, it does not look easy.
Yeah, so far in the mid, very close between these two.
As soon as Tornado gets used, BZM's able to use that Flame Guard. But PP should free farm. It's not like he should get pushed out or anything like that. It's just, I think BZM maybe gets a little bit more out of this lane than he did even as the Earth Spirit. And great synergy with the draft. I'm looking forward to some presence of, like, the lasting presence, like minus 15 armor and some Sleight of Fists that could just chunk heroes down. Definitely looks fun.
Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be any sort of change-up for BZM as well in the item build nowadays.
That's how you're thinking, right?
That's what, I'd love to see it. I don't think he will do that, so...
Nah, it's just usually not worth it. It's usually just the standard, these Mage Slayers or whatever, so we'll see if there is any adaptation, but he is going to be hitting hard, because the lack of catch could become problematic.
So you say, well, in this bottom lane as well, then, this is just what a lane where the Sven can die.
He can die, and Boom will free farm. Unless there's a huge mistake that he does where he steps up and he's alone, where the Willow's not near or something, they can chase him forever, but it shouldn't happen. Boom should just be chilling down here and pressuring.
Top lane so far, Illich.
Boom did step up a bit far, but he should be fine.
The matchup up here, it's not going too terrible for Illich on the first few levels. Isn't getting harassed out massively. Still able to keep up close with Farm.
They can protect him. As long as Knight doesn't use like an aggressive disruption in particular, you see 1 or 2 raises, you put the SF under, you should be able to protect that Kunkka. They're actually going to go aggro here onto Yuragi. It's level 3 on him.
They're going to be able to stack up quite a bit of damage. Is it going to be enough to help Poppin? 4 stacks.
One more.
Down as
Who gets
well.
it first? He misses.
Oh, he misses, but they still get the kill. Illich able to walk up and take it, but of course the first one to fall was Knight. So first blood going to Puppey and to Na'Vi.
Impressive that they can actually turn aggro like that, though. As soon as the SF hits 3, they still wanted to go for that opportunity. I guess because they had the healing Lotus, but Na'Vi do get that first blood. 16-8 on the Invoker, so he's getting more denies, but still seeing BZM get great last hits here. And Underlord, a complete free farm. Boom. We saw what he was able to last game with it. He's not such an explosive hero this time. He's not a Beastmaster who fully dictates pace, but it's a very strong hero in this game.
Oh, BZM in the mid. Oh, they've got the Tornado, PP.
Oh
BZM.
My goodness. Drops the branch to block some vision. Will just barely get out.
That's a close one. They will be able to head up to the top as well, grab the water rune, so should be able to stick around with the refuel of his bottle.
PP's playing this nice in terms of denies. 11. Those add up, especially because of that Mastermind. You get that extra XP. All right, so maybe not so easy for BZM this time compared to that Earth Spirit where he did have an advantage. It was looking good, but now these few extra denies really starting to hurt.
Yeah. I mean, he's been getting really into his element on the Invoker, right?
Yeah.
So many drafts where they've just been slapping it out first pick. He's got the chance to bring it out a lot of times here on LAN. Super comfortable on it.
And definitely has heroes, I would say, compared to last game, where he can pair a little bit better for rotations. Last game, I feel like it was just the Snapfire that he could make moves with. This one, he can move with either the supports, even with the Kunkka in particular, so better options for PP in terms of early rotations. Yeah, Kunkka actually doing better than I anticipated.
He's doing good, right?
I thought this lane was going to be
lane?
quite miserable as soon as that level 3 came out.
Yeah, I think a lot of it just down to the aggression of Knight, really.
Yeah.
It's making sure that Na'Vi not quite in a position where they feel strong themselves to step up and try and set up onto the Kunkka.
Rotation coming through. Here comes Panda. It's spotted by the ward. People have gotten very used to this 5-minute rotation during this tournament especially. Puppey already has it ready. Put a deep ward himself. Yuragi playing very careful because they know that move is coming. Panda might be able to de-ward one of these wards as well too because of that information. Costa BLA just has to hit some small camp or medium camp in the meantime since he doesn't have his support on him. So both carries doing the same thing.
Yeah, and Puppey's getting a Sentry. Do you think Puppey will know that the obs has been dropped to them by Panda?
I would imagine so, yeah.
After
Just because of how much... You can tell how much they want to play aggressive there.
Yep.
Let's see if he's able to find it.
That'll be quite a nice D-ward if he catches it.
He put the courier... Okay, there we go. And he finds it immediately.
All right, easy D-ward for Puppey.
Easy money, easy XP. That actually gives the SF level 5.
That's pretty nice, yeah.
Level 3 raises.
And Panda's still hovering around. But nothing's really going to happen up here.
PP starting to crush mids. I mean, super hard, actually. 500 ahead, and the level disparity is pretty big now. Full level and a half advantage onto the Invoker. Puppey.
I'm Illich. Just going to drop the X mark Torrent. I see if they can start getting some poison stacks upon him. Using the disruption aggressively, blood grenade down.
This is a bold attempt there.
Panda's a bit far away, so not a chance at all for the disruptor to walk up, get a glimpse. Puppey's perfectly fine.
But their lanes have gotten much better than I anticipated. I thought they would at least... I thought they would actually lose maybe all of them. Mid lane, I was probably a bit wrong about that one, but yeah, so far, a pretty good early start here for Infinity. Boom is going to be massive, though. So this Underlord is going to be a bit of a problem.
They really want this kill top, Infinity. They keep pushing for it.
Panda now.
Yeah, Zayat's just responded to this. Panda will be able to hold them back with the kinetic fence. Na'Vi very much prepared for this aggression that Infinity's really trying to push top.
Where's the rune gonna be?
Dire are scanning.
PP gets it, denies it away from BZM. Is he gonna go maybe an Orchid route on the Invoker is something that I perhaps was thinking. It's been pretty much Mage Slayer every single game, but could be an extra form of catch versus Ember that they might want. We'll see what PP does want to do with his build. It's a bit aggressive, but it could actually work out in a game like this.
It could be nice, because on the Ember in particular, you never really want to have to buy like BKB or Yules early as your first item.
Maybe he doesn't feel like they need it with the way that their advantage is going in this early start here. He's going to start getting active too. He's ghost walking up. Zayat seems to know he's pinging right on top of himself. They're they're prepping sentries all over the place too.
Yeah, PP knows. He's back to the mid.
He has to be careful too, because even though it just looks like two supports, the Underlord has Fiend's Gate online, so have to be a little bit careful how you bring numbers whenever that does get ready. These stacks, they're getting pretty big. Costabile. Definitely going to have those to go to and enhance himself. We'll see if Na'Vi wants to try to contest them. Doesn't feel the easiest versus this Kunkka who's had a good start. The boat's online. Are they going to try though? BZM is going to start walking in. He has a defensive remnant down.
Under attack.
Now, what's the plan? Are they trying to get kills? Are they trying to... because they can't just step up and take the stacks themselves, Na'Vi. BZM able to dodge the MP with a nice long sleight of fist. A backup comes in, boom.
He gets
the Fiend's Gate. We'll get glimpsed back to the bottom side of the map. BZM still able to get the chains connection on towards PP. Defensive disruption comes out, but there's no escape for the Invoker. They turn over towards Panda as well as BZM chases him down with the Remnant. Sleight of fist to finish the job. Na'Vi, they get the kills.
Global spence done. Oh, yeah.
They can start to look to stealing these stacks, and they'll succeed in that here. Na'Vi taking quite a lot here from Infinity. Illich is going to try and fight back now.
But the song is here.
Costabile stepped up with the God
they've
Strength.
got Requiem.
And indeed, there's the...
the torrent.
Illich is able to stop the initial Requiem. They get another stun for Costabile, but Yuragi's still going to eventually get it off. Kill off Costabile.
They're taking it all.
They are. This is a very painful moment for Infinity.
Oh, and the tips are starting to come out.
They know how big that is here for Na'Vi.
They take away a Sven stacks. The Kunkka was 6 with boat. Completely gets counteracted from Puppey there. What a play. And they bring the numbers. They can have 5 there a little bit easier at this point. Sven just gets kited around.
Yeah, for a lot of times we see these moves to contest stacks go wrong, but that was kind of the best we've seen one of those plays go.
It's the fact that the supports have so much, and maybe the fact that Puppey got first blood earlier. Because he gets that level 6 so early. The supports on the side of Infinity.
And got those D wards. He got at least 2 D wards on that top lane of the Obses.
That creep just didn't move. Did I see that right? It just didn't want to stack. Right,
wait, which one? Was it the dinosaur?
The far right one. Not the big one, the other one, the small one.
The little dinosaur. Yeah, they do that. I don't know why.
I think I've had that happen.
It's the little dinosaurs. I don't know what's wrong with them, but sometimes they just don't move.
Massive for Na'Vi, though. Great way to contest. And yeah, the support level is really coming into play. Now they've got Willow 6. While on the side of Infinity, it's still level 4 for Panda, so they have to give him the mid lane to let him try to catch up here. Because they do need that ult coverage. And we'll be able to see
replay.
It again.
We're going to get to see that stupid dinosaur. It does this sort of time to me as well. Sometimes he's like, I'm just going to sit here and ruin your day.
You know, it doesn't happen to me because I actually notice and I think I hit it again usually. But I think it's because it's walking back from the old stack and it never actually makes it back to its original position.
And then
when you pull, it like slightly steps over and gets back into position. I don't know, it
sounds like an excuse. It's just some stupid lazy dinosaur. Ruined many a stack for me.
So you're telling me his cores don't know how to stack. Thank you.
That's not a skill issue. Maybe it is.
Mage Slayer queued up for BZM as anticipated. Not gonna go the OD Pixel Deso build.
Disappointing. But understandable.
Ghost Walk.
Oh!
Glimpse.
He's got another remnant.
And he's fine.
Very
always
hard.
going to be limited catch.
Yeah, it's the static storm or nothing. And of
That's
course,
why-
Panda's still not quite having the 6.
And that's why I was looking at PP just if he is going to go a newer build. He does just have the Mage Slayer build, or queued up, which is the standard build. Panda.
Well, the Fiend's Gate bringing in the backup. Panda's gone.
They lose their mana.
The whole team's here. Na'Vi's ready to push on. Onto this tier 1 tower mid.
But they'll get the stack, and yeah, tier 1 does drop. Great aggressive moves. They're feeling very confident in this draft. And just not letting this disruptor have a good game. 0-2-0. Still no static storm online, nearly 14 minutes in. Stealing the stacks. You couldn't ask for a better start here from Na'Vi. Maybe the lanes could have gone a little bit better, but you couldn't ask for a better recovery after these lanes. The top lane probably
expectations would have maybe meant that Illich would have had a tougher time, and he didn't. Illich was doing okay. Just the problem being that Boom and Yuragi are doing very well.
Yeah,
on
Boom
Na'Vi's
is a big
side.
problem. He's got very fast itemization. He's got Greaves soon finished up for his team. They're looking for a smoke up. They got SD Purge.
Can they control BZM? A Tornado and EMP.
No static storm yet.
Cold Snap as well, but he's already out with the jump.
The only way he dies is if he misplays or if there's a static storm. Now static storm's available, so could see Panda make a rotation to look for him.
They want to try and hold this tower here, Na'Vi. I mean, they know that with the lead that they have, they're pretty strong.
Underlord Firestorm up in 2 seconds.
Can Infinity get this tower and get out alive? They'll get the tower. And can they get out? Off to the side, change come in. They've
overplays his hand a bit.
BZM's going to be perfectly fine. They're moving in here. Zayat's in on top of them as PP's going to get chased down. Will be able to turn with the Tornado. Gives him a bit of chance to escape. But Illich and Knight will get chased out. BZM finishes off PP with a slight change. Illich, he's going to look for the TP just in time before the song comes out from Puppey. Of course, there's still Infinity losing 2 heroes. Na'Vi continue to get these kills. They lost the tower, but Na'Vi overall continue to grow their lead and be able to push back for another tower themselves.
Yep. I thought BZM for a second maybe had overplayed his hand, but he had the backup from that Underlord. The heal did come into play, and he pushed the limits very nicely. Lasting presence, 1 stack. I think anytime they get 1 kill in a fight, it's going to be very difficult for Infinity to try to fight back into them. And they need to get a static storm catch, it feels like. Panda has now finally hit 6, well 7. But momentum is really starting to swing here, or really starting to go massively an advantage here for Na'Vi. Zayat's level 8. Illich has gone for Blade Mail too, which is, it's a good Blade Mail game versus Requiem versus Underlord, but not having that early pipe could be problematic versus all this damage that comes out. No auras in particular for some time.
Can they get a kill here, Infinity?
There's no song for reset. So perhaps looking to try to take advantage of that
and
fact.
Na'Vi can join us 5 with the Fiend's Gate if they want to. Static Storm drop down. The Requiem will push back. The rest of Infinity. The heal's coming out as well. BZM, he's going to live long enough to get the Sleight of Fist off.
BZM.
He survives throughout it all. And now they have to run. It's full escape here for Infinity. There's no more fight to take the slight change. Catching onto Illich. Knight falls to Yuragi. Oh, it's a rough game 3 here for Infinity.
It's
11-1. I mean, game 2 and now this game 3, that the stomping just continuing by Na'Vi. These should sort of wonder. Looking back at game 1, what happened in game 1, folks? Because this game 2 and game 3, Na'Vi, they're showing they're a step ahead by quite some way.
Especially BZM. BZM styling. Who ended up throwing that healing Lotus onto him? I didn't get to see it. Maybe it was his own. Either way, they threw a bunch of heals. The Greaves, he just resets and continues.
Check it out here. Yeah, he had a Lotus on himself.
Yep. So all these little things, the stick plus that Lotus heals up so much. And then, yeah, Greaves come in and heals him on top of everything.
And great sliding to Remnant there to dodge the boat as it was coming crashing in.
Hey, the big difference for me really is that Costabile can't get involved in fights. In the game 1, he was able to join in constantly as this gyrocopter and have this very, very good prowess. He's a Sven into a difficult matchup.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. Right? That's sort of the overarching sort of idea, right? In this game 2 and game 3, overall, panel and everyone, they haven't been huge fans of the carry decision for Infinity in terms of hero.
I think Na'Vi maybe identified the fact that, they banned Luna and Gyrocopter in the first 3. I think they identified it. Let's just limit Costabile's hero pool a bit, and definitely feels to be a recipe for success so far. This one's not looking close.
Infinity, can they find anything?
They should.
They certainly should.
There's a song.
Okay, they didn't even get close to killing him. Zayats lives. Here we go. He's looking to try and get a position, Uragi, for the Requiem after the song. We'll get interrupted now by the Tornado. Static Song gets dropped down by Panda, but Panda falls to BZM. Boom. Stands his ground against Costabile. The Requiem comes out, pushing back Illich. They've got the root onto Costabile. The Sven falls. Na'Vi lose nobody. Once again.
They're all full health, pretty much.
I mean, they were dropping everything on the side. He's not getting away, Illich. BZM's caught him in the chains.
And they're taunting.
The Jukes?
Around the tree.
Okay.
BZM, maybe you shouldn't spray paint and drop the banner before you get the kill.
Illich is away. And now, maybe now they could get Zayas. The meatball's going to miss, but they got the glimpse.
Maybe now they can get Zayas.
Maybe now they
No, they can't get Zayas.
They can't get Zayas. Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
Devastating. Well, the Willow runs into 5, back up
and
to
just
full.
Walks out.
And 3 stacks of lasting presence and almost, not quite 15, almost. No presence on the buildings just yet. But a BKB, this SF is enormous.
Yeah, he's had enough of being sort of interrupted during the song, trying to get the Requiem off Uragi. Now he'll be able to find that combo. PP!
They're running out of options. A rough game 2 and an even rougher game 3.
Yeah,
nothing going their way. The lanes went their way this time a bit, but afterwards,
dodge.
Absolutely nothing. Any dodges.
Puppy.
BZM silent. I miss seeing Ember.
Yeah,
For a time, I did not miss seeing Ember, but now after seeing the style plays from BZM, I'm missing seeing it a bit.
He's having a great time. 508. He's been involved in, what, 13 of the 16 kills.
Yeah, and I like it with SF. I love the minus armor with these slights. They hurt.
I'm wondering as well if he's a bit tempted, to turn that Blightstone and Mithril Hammer into a Deso instead of a Maelstrom.
He actually might be, Owen.
He might be a little tempted.
I will give you that. He might be now at this point.
Yeah, BZM, he's a gamer.
Invoker is incredibly fragile right now.
Yeah.
So he could just
it can get fun.
Pop PB. If he gets the Deso plus these minus armor stacks, these heroes are going to just explode. But there's Warcry, so it makes it less value, but whatever. They can. It feels like they can kind of go whatever they want at this point with the advantage that they've got. They've got complete control of the map. And the timings for Costabile, he's still far from his BKB unless he does the disassemble play. And they might not even have the damage. And speaking of Costabile, can he get out?
They're coming for him. I get the glimpse back on Uragi, but Boom's able to step up, get the pick connection on towards him. A defensive disruption comes out.
He is surrounded.
And it's not going to do anything to save him. And BZM is ready with Zayas to make sure there'll be nobody getting to run away and escape alive. They find all 3 of them.
15 presence affects buildings, and he's got some stacks.
It's 20 minutes in. They're ready to hit the high ground. Na'Vi looking absolutely fantastic here in this game 2 and game 3.
Oh, and Boom has plus 190 damage, so plus that minus armor on the tower. He is chunking it. These Rexes are dead.
See how much they want to stick around. Do they want to go for mid as well?
I don't really see why not.
Yep.
They've got Crimson Guard, unless they want to play it super safe in Roche, but doesn't even feel like it's necessary at this point. 200 damage on the Underlord.
Yeah, look at this. His building's just melting. 21 minutes in. Infinity, if they got anything in the tank to try and slow down Na'Vi.
2 axes.
Panda. He's nearly dying under his tier 4s. That's the second set of racks. It's going down. Costabile's going to put the God Strength.
Song. Setup.
The setup. And where's
that just dies.
Okay, no big wombo combo follow-up. They'll just set up with the pit. Walk up. PP will turn with the combo. We see that slight change coming in indeed. PP just immediately wiped out of the game. Now coming with the buybacks. They're trying to throw everything they can back at Na'Vi, but the 5-man route comes into the 5-man fear. Oh, it's over. GG is called. Na'Vi take the series. They'll be the ones moving on and knocking Infinity out. 2-1. Yeah, this game 2 and then this game 3.